tip-off here, game 2. As we see a quick back tap there. Wasting no time to take the cookies there as Alexis Brown. I'm Marcus Burnett, joined by J.L. Hemingway, also known as Coach Hemi.
Hey, good to join you here, Marcus, on SUV TV. Boy, we've got a good matchup here with plenty of talent. We've got kids that are fresh off of a state championship win last night, Taya Cooper and Kalia Robinson. We've even got another post player and Erica Cassell that finished runner-up yesterday. We got Brooke Copeland, 150, Florida Gator signee. So we've got the whole gamut of talent here on the court here today.
As the aforementioned Kalia Robinson takes that three, she's number 197. Her McKeecher, Taya Cooper, number 133. They're in the white jerseys with the ball right now.
Yeah, let's don't forget to mention, as you have named her, hashtag Get Buckets, Stephanie Watts, North Carolina verbal right here. Came down. She actually, her and her high school team were actually beaten the Final Four this past weekend. So they made the trip over, or actually down here to the Atlanta area to come participate in the EBA Top 40. Taya Cooper continues to be on fire. She had an outstanding game last night in the state championship game in Macon. Macon Centerplex, hitting several jumpers, and she continues that good shooting here today.
Was it the Macon Centerplex, or was it the home of the Flint Tropics? I got the two confused when I was watching some of the webcasts, but either way, we're seeing Cooper. We're seeing exactly what she can do. We saw the stroke from the outside, and we also saw the strong take to the rack there.
Oh, well, that's what makes her so special. The top-ranked point guard in the class of 2015, third overall prospect. You can make the argument that she should even be higher at times, but boy, if she gets that jumper going consistently as she has this past weekend, she's pretty hard to stop, because when she gets the ball in her hands going downhill, she's very powerful, she's very strong, explosive. You know, the adjectives, I could go on and on. You know, the hesitation move to finish, and that was DeAndre Pringle that was trying to stop her right there. Pringle's a very good defender with length and athleticism herself. She had no answer for Cooper on that finish.
As we see Kalia Robinson, she is the most nonchalant shot blocker you'll find in the country. Not necessarily with her attitude, but just the way her body language looks as she blocks a shot.
And how about this, Kalia Robinson, and we were talking about this in, before we came on the air, just how well she shot the ball from the perimeter last night, and she's doing it again here today, now leading the break. This kid may be one of the most untapped potential, or the highest ceilings, I should say, of anybody in the country. Class of 2015 prospect. You know, we've talked about the shot blocking ability, and now the offensive prowess is really starting to come together for her.
Yeah, she just has one of those type of games to where, if you're just watching it, you can easily make the joke that it's just unfair when you look at her height, what she's able to do inside with that height, and being able to score in the post, but also being able to take it out, knock down the three-pointer, push the ball just like she's a guard. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, you're right, and we've seen this talent for some time, and the word a lot of times that you might use is raw. She's got refined skills. It's just a matter of can she, on the court consistently, and now we're starting to see that motor pick up and start to tick, definitely more consistently over time. Coach Moore a little frustrated with this team. I was actually joined him in the pregame huddle, and he said he was talking to his team about, hey, you know, let's be patient, no one-pass threes. Let's see if we can't get it inside out. And they've had several possessions where they've just dribbled it up just like this. And
but that wasn't a one-pass three.
Yeah, that was a no-pass three. And that's a tough thing, you know, when you're dealing with talented players that it can obviously do that. You know, Stephanie Watts, that's a part of her repertoire. You know, she can bring it up the court, definitely stop on a dime and pop that. But basketball is a rhythm game, you know, a lot of times. And you've got to get a feel of what's good and what's bad. You know, do we need this right now? You know, we've been on a scoring slump, and you look at the score, it's 11-2. You know, we haven't got, you know, any easy buckets as it is.
Trying to get into rhythm is the team in the black, coached by Kyle Moore. Other team coached by Clyde Pritchett. It's been fun watching Coach Pritchett coach all morning. Just to see the different pieces of TPSB, everybody kind of has their own flavor, their own approach, or kind of fabric on how they do what they do. So it's always nice seeing the Kyle Moores versus the Clyde Pritchetts versus the Hemmies and the B. Clays.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's not a cookie cutter way of doing things, you know, especially when it comes to this line of work. You kind of have to have your own personality, and you find what works best, and you do it that way. And, you know, you notice in the background on the opposite court, you got, you know, Christian Simmons at We Work Hoops and Adrian Penland, you know, AP basketball over there. And they're working with kids on skills, you know, so these kids that are playing a game, you know, just came from the skills court just a moment ago, and now they get an opportunity to, you know, put a lot of those things into action.
That ball touched every part of the rim but wouldn't go down for Watts. He hustles back and he's going to get another knock at it. See, that splash from the outside. Number 106, Riley
Kolchek.
Appreciate it. And
yeah, Riley Kolchek also plays for the EOTO program with, you know, we talked about Ashley Parker and Carly Bearden a little while ago in the previous broadcast. But Kolchek is one of these kids that can really shoot the basketball. Very fundamental kid. Saw her in pre-camp warm-ups here today, you know, knocking down the long-range three, and she's doing it here in gameplay as well.
Pringle can really harass you defensively. You see her doing that right now, but able to get through. Good defense, better offense as the giant killer floater goes for Brianna Bogan.
Yeah, nice job there by Bogan. Using a little change of pace, change of direction to be able to finish. And you see what Stephanie Watts is so good at being able to do. You know, she's able to jab at you and then be able to change directions, you know, very quickly. And has got that floater game down to near science, and draws a foul here in the lane. Going to shoot 1 for 2. That's the camp way here. Keep things moving with the running clock.
Watts had Brooke Copeland guarding her there on that possession. You know, Copeland's pretty light on her feet as well for her position. That's a daunting task right there to have her stay in front of Watts there on the perimeter.
Yeah, it's going to be a daunting task for nearly anybody in this gym. You know, even for Taya Cooper, because Watts brings, you know, that combination of quickness, explosiveness, and then length on top of that. You know, she's a very tough matchup. You talk about, you know, Stephanie Watts, 5'11", 6 foot tall. I don't even know how tall she really is, but she can definitely get it done.
Erica Cassell knocks down that free throw.
Yeah, good to see Erica Cassell back in the gym here. I had a chance to watch her at the Final Four at Kennesaw State earlier this week. Post player, class of 2016. plays for Holy Innocents High School, coached by Chris Watkins' brother, as a matter of fact, Tony Watkins Jr. Erica is just a couple of months in off of an ACL injury. And before she went down, she was well on her way to being a premier rebounder in the nation, really at any class. Now, she's a little slowed up a little bit, by that knee injury, but she's getting back into form, getting back into shape. And you talk about a post player that has a high motor, consistently crashes the glass, high skill, high IQ. Just a pleasure to watch in many ways because she does a lot of those dirty work things that not everybody wants to do.
Yeah. It'd be fun to watch the matchup between her and number 137, Kalia Robinson, who we talked about as well.
Yeah, Kyle Moore really getting into this thing. He didn't really think that that was a foul whatsoever. But that's why Kyle Moore is a coach and not a referee, I guess.
Nice defense right there by Coop.
Marcus Burnett. Give bucket team, huh?
Good defense, better offense.
Yeah, this game is really firing up here, certainly with the intensity. Yeah, Taya Cooper, I mean, what does that say about her? Fresh off a state championship from last night, walks right back into the gym, faces off against Stephanie Watts, and boy, she wanted that steal, but Watts just a little bit better ball handling there and was able to finish that on the move going downhill.
Yeah, Cooper's just a gym rat. I mean, you can easily see how she's put that time in to have her game to where it's at right now, and you can easily see why she still has, plenty of room to go because she's not going to stop working.
Yeah, you're right about that, Marcus.
Cassell looking to work inside. She's going to be fouled by Robinson. We got two matchups that are going to be very fun to watch here in this one. We're seeing Cassell versus Robinson, and then of course Cooper versus Watts. Two very nice matchups to check out.
No doubt, Marcus. You talked about the guard position. Strength and explosion versus skill and length. Cooper versus Watts, and then on the interior you've got length with Robinson and skill with Cassell. It'll be interesting to see how both of those things play out here over the next half.
And while Cooper's guarding Watts on the other end, she's being guarded by number 100, Anissa Williams.
Yes.
And Williams appears up for the challenge. They've put, her on an island the past couple plays, and she's had to try to stay in front of it, contend with Taya Cooper, and she's not backing down at all.
Anissa Williams is not a stranger to PSB events whatsoever. Actually played with the Pistons Black team. I don't know if you remember. She's a teammate of Kerry Watson. They've been on the SUV TV broadcast before. But actually, as Williams brings the ball up here, high school teammate of Deandra Pringle, Mountain View High School here in Gwinnett County. Mountain View is a girls program on the rise, certainly. And had a very solid season in many ways. And should be right there back at the top of Region 7-6A again next year.
We see the take by Pringle. We talked about it minutes ago about how Erica Cassell really doesn't mind going in and grabbing that dirty rebound. And that was Exhibit A right there. She was able to wrestle that ball away from Brooke Copeland.
Yeah, that's what a lot of college coaches are going to like about Erica Cassell. You know that you put her on the floor, whether you put her at the center position or the power forward position. As you can see right now, she's talking, she's communicating. She's a threat every night to get double-digit rebounds. She's a kid that's going to get 3 to 4 offensive rebounds a night. She's probably going to get 2 putbacks on top of that. She's going to be able to anchor down the defensive end, come up 5 to 7 defensive rebounds, every night. As you see right here, she finds her her man, puts a body on, makes sure that she blocks out each time. There's just a lot to like about Cassell.
Williams misses the three. Working this side, but a little too strong. Anna Parks on that one.
Actually, that's Deidre Harris. I think we got a number mixed up right here. Deidre Harris is a 2017 prospect. She was actually in our underclass session as well, but she is a talented prospect as well. We nicknamed her the new Erica Cassell at this year's Fab 5 camp, just with her ability to rebound. You can see that she's got a lot of size and aggressiveness on the glass as well, too.
Agreed. As Pringle's going to take another trip to the free throw line, she's really kind of turned it up over the past couple minutes, has really been able to draw some trips to the charity stripe, but also she switched up and had been guarding Taya Cooper. Looks like she'll stay on her as well.
Yeah, Marcus, this is fun to just be able to see these kids. You know, I've watched, you know, a number of high school games, you know, this year being out of coaching for the first time in, well, over a decade, quite honestly. To be able to go into the gym, watch these kids, you know, playing for their high school teams, and now be able to see them, you know, face off versus one another, just really interesting.
So we see the person we've coined as Erica Cassell 2.0, Deidre Harris, knocked down that mid-range, Jay.
Ooh. Sweet move there by Cooper, and then she's going to get the steal right back.
Nice sequence right there by Cooper. Pringle going to get called for the charge there.
Yeah, tough couple minutes right here by DeAndre. I think maybe the nerves are getting to her a little bit. She's obviously very fired up to be here, but
I think she wanted to attack on that last possession because the one prior to that, she had number 192 Gardner, Xavier White, and she chose to pull a three-pointer as opposed to using her advantage. So it looked like she wanted to be aggressive to get to the rack there.
Marcus, the real story of this first half is Taya Cooper. I mean, she is sharp right now. That's the adjective that's really the only adjective that you can use. I mean, she is efficient, knocking down the jumper, using the handle. Just a lot to be excited about here with Taya Cooper, coming off a state championship.
Taya Cooper being Taya Cooper. We'll take a short break. When we get back, we'll bring you the second half of Game 2, EBA Top 40 workout. back to the action. We get ready to start the second half of this one. Nice catch in traffic and the finish by Khalid Robinson. She runs the floor well, and I guess when you cover half of the floor in 3 strides, it's pretty easy to do that. Still comes back down and gets the block on the offensive end as well after running the floor and finishing. Rebound by Williams. 3-pointer on the way from Stephanie Watts. It's too strong. And here comes the white team the other way.
Oh, nice move. Good finish. That's Alexis Brown from Madison, Georgia.
I believe that is the sister of Tukey Brown. The Mississippi State commit who had a great game. I believe he had a 36 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steal performance in the championship versus Buford.
He was working on a quadruple double right there.
I tell you, he made it happen. It's been something he's been doing for the past couple years, but to have that kind of performance on that stage, very solid from Tukey Brown.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch that game on television yesterday, and man, you just talk about big-time performances in the biggest moments, and Tukey was there, and he played well, finished the ball real well. I'm sure Buford would have liked to have given a little bit better of a performance, in hindsight, but you got to give Tukey and his teammates from Morgan County a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, at that time of the year, most of the teams that are running into each other, you either exchange film or there's been some scouting. I don't think there was any need for additional film exchanges between Morgan County and Buford. Those guys had already played each other twice and split the season series, and it's really growing into what could be a very good rivalry going into next year. I say it's already at that point, and people are just anticipating next year.
And there's DeAndre Pringle getting back on track here in the second half. Nice left-handed finish.
Really liked how Pringle was able to use her positioning to really be able to shield that defender off.
No doubt about that, Marcus. Using her body, we talk about being able to, shield the ball, use your shoulders to be able to, protect the ball in those ways. She did it very well on that drive.
Working inside and out battling Robinson for that rebound and putback, number 107, Deidre Harris. Hard fall, but the bucket goes. That's number 81, Aisa Early. Williams going to try 3 of her own. She's no good, but again, Harris on the boards. Robinson says not so fast on this one. She gets another block. It looked like Robinson was kind of setting the ISO up to get to the right. She said, I'll just go ahead and take the 3. Crossover and the finish over the outstretched arm of Robinson.
Get bucket
Stephanie Watts. Yes, sir.
It's the get bucket team. Stephanie Watts just makes it look so easy, so smooth. She has a way of just gliding all the way to the rim. We've seen it so many times, haven't we, Marcus, over the years?
Fun to watch, and again, we talked about EDA Top 40 and just these types of settings and the different pools of players, so to be able to see it, the matchups that we have in this game, makes it even funner as Brooke Copeland and Taya Cooper have checked back into the game. I haven't seen Brooke Copeland take a charge yet in this game, so I know one's coming. As she's just short on that three-pointer.
Copeland is a unique player in many ways. You know, standing, you know, about 6'2" tall, she can play inside. You see her running the court right here. A good rebounder, a good position defender, as you've mentioned already, Marcus. But she has the offensive skill, you know, that's going to allow her to be an impact player in the SEC. And there's a left-handed finish by Watts. It's hard not to talk about Stephanie Watts and her skill level, but back to Copeland. You know, Copeland can post up, you know, on the inside, soft touch, you know, everything else like that. But her ability to stretch the defense, you know, well beyond the three-point arc, is going to make her a tough matchup in, you know, a lot of different ways.
Three-pointer from the corner, it's no good. Brianna Bogan fighting inside amongst the trees. She misses, but she's got the same Copeland that you were just referring to in there as an insurance policy.
And this is what I'm talking about with Copeland. You know, she's not afraid to mix it up. You know, she's not one of these, you know, four players that just wants to hang around, you know, the perimeter. But, you know, she signed with, you know, Amanda Butler down there, Gainesville, Florida. Here's another offensive rebound by Copeland. Yes, sir. She's a kid that'll play inside and outside, a true in-and-out floor player. And you see the length that she has, you know, the broad shoulders. So she should be able to go in, you know, to Gainesville, Florida and, you know, earn some playing time, you know, within the first couple of years of her being there.
Assist by Watts to finish by Deidre Harris, who's definitely had an active second half here, continuing the same thing that she did in the first with the rebounds and finishing inside. Copeland says, I can splash the 3-2 to Stephanie Watts.
Right on cue, Marcus. I seem to have this ability to predict things, but 2 offensive rebounds and now a face-up 3 here.
That's what you do.
Copeland.
That's what you do, Hemi.
Man, that's where we got that. CoachHemi.com.
Shout out to that particular set in the production. CoachHemi.com is where Brandon Clay says they got that last set from.
A shameless plug here for my coaching website, of course, CoachHemi.com. Plenty of X's and O's, plenty of ideas on the game of basketball. All of you coaches or aspiring coaches, love to have you register and support the cause.
See Williams take it right at Copeland. She misses. Copeland's going to get the rebound, but she's got a wolf coming. Now Cooper has it. It's going to be knocked down by Brianna Bogan.
Yeah, Bogan out of Hillgrove High School. Teammate of Mackenzie Ingram, another EBA alum.
As that last play for the white team, that was a McEachern assist to a Hillgrove player. Probably don't hear that too often.
not too often. Mackenzie Ingram, as we mentioned a moment ago, EBA alum, also University of Georgia signee. To play for Andy Landers there in Athens. A little bit of a similarity, I guess, in ways between Ingram and Copeland. Both floor players, both pretty versatile. But Bogan had a chance to play with her for the past couple of years. And out here trying to make a name for herself now.
Hesitation in the take to the rack by Robinson. She's knocked down the 3. She's got to the rack off the dribble. She's rebounded. She's blocked shots. Just kind of showing you what she's been doing all season. As Copeland's going to be fouled hard on that play, she'll go to the line and shoot 2. Or shoot 1 for 2, I should say.
I like to see this Kalia Robinson. And what I mean by that is, Robinson out here having some fun. Has a smile out on her face. Love to see that energy from this kid. Sometimes, in the past, Robinson's been a little bit more passive. But, hey, Sunday after a state championship game, why not come out here and have a little fun, smile a little bit?
Speaking of passive, what are your thoughts on as we see a deep three there by Watts, a good 3-4 feet behind the three-point line easily.
Get buckets.
Let's see if Robinson will try to match. Misses it in the rebound by Pringle. Pringle loses her footing. Nice hustle by Alexis Brown. Uses the shot fake. Can't knock down the short jumper.
I'll finish your thought, Marcus. You were talking about passive.
Well, we've had, via the Team PSB group text, we kind of touched on it a little bit last night as far as Wiggins versus Parker. It doesn't necessarily have to be a one or the other, but just kind of differing viewpoints. You've got a Wiggins that maybe hasn't produced as much as of a Parker this season, but some make the argument that at times Wiggins can be a little bit more passive than you might see Parker be. I think it really all kind of comes down to your personal preference, but what are your thoughts on that? The talent of a Wiggins, a potential upside if I'm an NBA GM, how much of it is me factoring in the fact that sometimes he's just passive as opposed to not being able to produce?
Well, certainly, Marcus, you have to take that into account. I mean, that's a part of their profile makeup and personality makeup, and I think that's probably something that in individual draft meetings, pre-draft workouts that you would want to assess. But more than anything else, and doing what we do, here on the girls' side, of evaluating prospects, you can grade out talent, and you can put kids in particular groups. Parker and Wiggins are both top 5 caliber players. Now, to predict who's going to be better, I think it's impossible to tell, because you don't know what type of situation that they're going to go to. You don't know who they're going to play for, the coach, the situation, how they're going to mature. It's impossible to be able to figure all of that out. But, what the scouts, the evaluators, what they can be able to say is, well, this kid probably should be taken in, the top 3 or 4 picks, for sure. Much like when you talk about talents of Taya Cooper, Asia Durr, the Samuelson kid, out there on the West Coast, yeah, you can make the arguments of who's the best, who's better than who. But, in the end, if you have your choice of those 3, you would want to take those 3 before anybody else.
Yeah. We have a quick timeout just for a couple substitutions. We've got just under 4 minutes left to play here in this one.
So you're going to be in town?
So, DeAndre Pringle set ball. Pringle's had a solid second half. He's done a good job of going to the rack, absorbing contact. Pringle inbounds into Cassell. Cassell, that pass a little low for Watts. Watts might have gotten away with a travel there, but she comes away with the bucket. Nice job of picking up the pieces and being able to finish. Ted Cooper with the ball, rated the top point guard in her class per Prospects Nation in the class of 2015. She's working inside, going to kick it out. Robinson for 3. Nice 1-2 punch right there. Something that basketball here in the state of Georgia is no stranger to, as the McEachern teammates connect on that scoring opportunity at last possession, fresh off of a Class 6A state victory here in the state of Georgia. Erica Monica Cassell at the free throw line for Holy Innocents, runner-up.
Sorry about that, Marcus. I'm back right here. Had to catch up with an old friend, an old EVA alum, Jasmine Jenkins, point guard for the Vanderbilt Lady Commodores, coming in. She's actually she's from the Gainesville area. Went to East Hall High School, and just catching up with her, talking about the possibilities of the Lady Commodores going to the NCAA tournament and whatnot. So always good to see familiar faces in the gym.
Good old Vandy. Very interesting venue set up there at Vanderbilt. I've never seen that in person. I got to get to a game though just to be able to see that building in person.
Now, Marcus, I missed something. I heard the rim crack back as I was turned around talking. What transpired there?
I believe it was an attempted dunk by Kalia Robinson, and everybody just kind of looked like, whoa, did she really just try that?
I guess she did just try that.
Watts, a deep three. It's the shooter's bounce.
It seems to be a theme here, Marcus. Stephanie Watts get buckets.
That was definitely, we knew it coming into it, but it's nice for her to actually show what we talked about. She's made me look like I know what I'm talking about. I was talking with Berkeley James of EOTO. He coaches on the boys side, and I told him to watch Watts fill it up. So not really Nostradamus by stating that fact, just based off of Watts' track record, but still nice for her to be able to back up some of the foreshadowing I provided for her.
And it's easy to have predictive power on that type of talent.
Exactly. It's almost like one of those, we used to joke about some of the John Madden statements, stuff like, when that guy runs, he goes faster. Well, got you. Most guys, they're a little bit faster when they actually run. This game is going to come down to who has the most points at the end of the game. Gotcha. It's pretty obvious. As Cooper has it, looks like she's just going to dribble it out. Maybe she'll try to dunk. No, she'll pass. That's going to do it for game 2. So Marcus Burnett joined by J.L. Hemingway. Be sure to stick with us as we'll bring you game 3 live from the EBA Top 40 workout.
So, how you doing? You want me to work that camera?
1 second. What you think would be the...